G'day Fisho, Sammy here, and today we're going to be continuing on with our soft plastics tutorials. Now, I've got 4 different styles of soft plastics here, 4 common ones that you'll probably use in every day-to-day fishing. Now, I'm going to show you how to rig each one, because if you don't rig them correctly, they're not going to work for you how they're designed. Now, we're going to start off with your more common brim, whiting, all your smaller species, maybe even a little bass, soft plastic, and that's the curl tail grub. Now, I'm going to rig that on what's called a hidden weight jig head. Now that means the weight is actually on the shank of the hook and it's hidden from the front of the plastic. So it's great for a subtle presentation or finesse style fishing. Now, what you want to do is grab that jig head and line it up against your soft plastic like so. So we know where the hook is going to come out. After that, you pretty well thread it on like a worm. Now I like to have my curl tail grubs, so the curl tail is facing sideways. So I grab my hook and I feed it on. Now the trick to it, and trick to rigging all soft plastics, is keeping those soft plastics straight. You want them to be sitting straight on the hook, otherwise they won't swim straight, they could spin and they'll look unnatural. So keeping it nice and straight, and now we pull it out where we measured it to, and then we feed that soft plastic over the hidden weight barbs. Now you push it all the way up until it's flush with the end of the plastic and looks something like that. So that guy there is going to swim along nice and straight. Little brim or something is going to see it floating down, looking like a little prawn or bait fish, come through and grab it. So that's your hidden weight, guys. Can't see it at all, hidden inside the plastic. Now we're going to go the next size up. We've got the 3-inch Minnow Style plastic. Now this is great for flathead, small snapper, all those sorts of things. But you can see it's a solid plastic, so there's no slip in the bottom. It's just a solid plastic. Now for that, same again, we're going to grab our jig head. We're going to measure it along the side of the plastic so we know it comes out around here, which is good hook coverage for a flathead or something that implodes, so they actually suck the whole plastic in. So measure him up. Now these ones are pretty difficult because you have to thread them a fair way, but again, you want to thread it on like a worm and keep it as straight as possible, and then you pull it out where you measured to, like so, and then again feed it up over the barbs. They actually hold the plastic on, making sure it's nice and straight. Absolutely beautiful. So something like that, it's going to jig around, you'll be able to catch flathead. Even big brim will eat that, tailor, all sorts of things. But you can see there, good hook exposure, and it's sitting nice and straight. Now we're going to step it up the next size again, and that's the 4-inch swimmers. Now these are very popular for jacks, barra, cod, finger mark, all those sorts of species that live in structure and snags and are very predatory. Now to fish one of these in those snags, what's a good idea to do is fish them weedless. Now this is a weedless jig head. It's quite a strange looking contraption, but I'll show you how it works. It actually sits with the hook point not exposed, so then you can cast it into that structure without getting snagged. Then when a fish eats, they pull the soft plastic down, the hook gets exposed, and the fish gets hooked. We'll grab our plastic and we want to put the point of the hook just through the lip of the plastic, like so. Now from there, we want to thread it all the way down and actually pull it over that little barb at the end of the hook. So you'll see that barb there. You want to pull it over that. That actually locks the front of the plastic in position, so it sits there like that. Now in the underside of these plastics, some big flaps, so they open up like that, so you don't actually have to thread it the whole way along. Now from there, you measure the plastic alongside your hook, so measure it to see where it's going to be flush, like so, and then we're going to open it up and we're going to thread our hook through the middle of those flaps and out the back of the plastic. So it's going to sit like that, and you'll see the hook point is actually flush along the top of the plastic there, so it actually doesn't get caught on branches and sticks and twigs, but when a fish bites down on it, that hook point gets exposed. Now you can even go a little bit further and just nip the front of that hook point in the plastic, and that just again shields it a little bit more, but will still come off if a fish bites it. And there you have it, guys. That's a weedless rigged plastic, so very handy for snags, great option to have in the bag. Now our next size up, we've got a jerk shad style. something like this. Now this is very common for snapper, kingfish, all those big predatory fish. Now for them obviously we need a pretty serious jig head, so this is about a 7/0. And you can see, again, we're going to line it up so we know where that that hook point's going to come out. And this plastic here has those slits in the bottom, so we don't have to thread it the whole way. So what we do, we grab our plastic, we grab our hook. Now we want to thread it through like we would a worm, but instead of going the whole way along the plastic, we want to come out at the base of those slits there. So pull it out like that. Now you want to get this plastic in position, so twist it round, push it over those barbs so it's sitting up nice and snug on the head, like so. And then we want to twist it round, and same as we did with the Weedless soft plastic, split the flaps down the middle and then push our hook point through. Now, that guy there, sitting nice and straight, he's going to swim really well, and he's not going to spin on the drop. He's not going to be fouled up in any way. But a fish is going to see that nice natural presentation of a soft plastic straight down the hatch. So that's 3 of the more common soft plastics that we'd be using in our everyday fishing. Pretty well can cover all bases with those 4 styles. Obviously there is other plastics out there, but they can get a bit more technical, and they're more than likely not going to come across them if you're just doing your normal fishing. But I hope that's given you some good insight on how to rig your plastics correctly, guys. Get out there, enjoy your soft plastic fishing, and I hope you get a few. Catch you later.